right now I am standing in a huge garden, particularly just opposite to one of the world's tallest statue, that is Gandhi. And this statue has been constructed at the cost of 12 crores, and particularly this happens to be one of the major attractions between this Vikasa Soudha and Vidhana Soudha. And this has been done by the Ghaziabad, and the sculptor of this statue is Ram Sutar, who happens to be one of the famous sculptor. Especially many of the statues have been in Delhi, have been done by him. And again, see why the statue has come up, how the statue has come up, especially during the former, the chairman of Karnataka Legislative Council, he felt that there is a need for having this Gandhi statue in a meditative post, and which has been placed in the pedestal, above the pedestal. And here there was a resolution was passed earlier back, and this was brought into the implementation. A committee was constituted, and after this committee a series of meetings held, and this was inaugurated in 2014 October 2. And this statue with a good lighting arrangements have been done. But this statue has become very, very significant in the sense all the kinds of protests will be held here, and especially many of the delegation will come out here. And just below the pedestal, if you go there, that is the end of the independence movement. And particularly you see the great leaders who are coming here, the ship which is going away, and this is the indication where the extremists and the modernists have been stationed there. And this is a constant inspiration, and particularly for the members. And this has been spread across in Vidhana Soudha garden, 27 acres of Vidhana Soudha garden. We have a good lighting system also. And this Gandhi happens to be a constant inspiration for the entire country. And not only that, Gandhi, there are many achievements, and he was one who tried to see that the racial discrimination is ward off. Especially the movement started in South Africa, and later on he came to India, and he gave a new meaning to the Satyagraha. And likewise, he was a great tallest leader, particularly in the freedom movement. And this statue, which is placed between Vikasa Soudha and Vidhana Soudha, will be a continuous inspiration. Thank you very much. Standing here in the pedestal of a statue of Lal Bahadur Shastri. In fact, it happens to be one of the finest statues being carved out here and preserved, and it is a constant inspiration. But why I am standing here? In fact, the credibility, the respect that they have given the entire nation has given the credibility for him, for his slogan, Jai Jawan and Jai Kisan. And when we go back to the track history, what exactly he has done to the nation, he was one of the second Prime Minister of the country. And not only that, he was a popular Prime Minister of the country. And apart from that, he has taken enough reforms, particularly in defense, transport and other sectors also. But when the country was reeling under the food crisis, especially, he called for the entire people, entire nation. He called for the entire nation to go for a fast, particularly on that day, especially on Monday. But later on, every citizen of the country heard it, and definitely during the food crisis was resolved. And likewise, he coined the term Jai Jawan and Jai Kisan. As I told you, it happens to be one of the most motivating slogan done by Lal Bahadur Shastri. In fact, he did his education in Varanasi, and therefore his name was Lal Bahadur Shastri. A Shastri is a suffix word which has been added. Apart from this, when you see during his early days, he was so much attracted by the idealism of freedom movement, and he discontinued his education, and he did in Railway Institute, after that in Harish English School, and later on he finished his graduation. And during those days he was so impressed by Swami Vivekananda and Annie Besant's writings. And later on he plunged to the freedom movement, and he was involved in a freedom movement, and overall during the circumstances he became the Prime Minister. And likewise, his statue is here. This is around 13 to 16 feet, if I am right. And you see the statue there. This was inaugurated during the former Chief Minister, Shri Sitaramaya ji, in the month of June 6, 2014. And you see across he was born in October, the same date as Gandhi was born. And apart from that, he used to have a file, and this file, especially what it represents, is as a transparency. This Prime Minister brought a transparency overall to the country. With this is being done under the rediscovery of Vidhana Soudha, initiated by Srimati Vasanta Kavita, inputs by Kavita, editor Rajya Dharma, and voice actor J. Gnanshekar. Namaste.